Hi, my name's Sean Lancaster. I'm an average age grouper triathlete working on my first full Ironman. Welcome back to my series on my training and prep for Ironman Florida 2023. In this episode, we're in week 18. This is my last big volume week, and it's my last chance to dial in my nutrition and hydration plan for race day. At the end of this week, I'll be 3 weeks out from the start line. Thanks for watching.
120 hours over the 20-week program.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you would like to follow this journey. Unlike week 17, I cut myself some slack in week 18. Instead of attacking every workout with maximum effort, I identified 4 key workouts. My Wednesday HIIT run, Friday's long swim, Saturday's brick, and Sunday's long run. I committed to completing these workouts in entirety with focus and good effort. I executed my other workouts based on feel. Here are my general guidelines for nutrition and hydration. Nutrition and hydration needs vary from person to person. Hydration and electrolyte needs are especially individualized. Customize your plan to both your body and the expected conditions, and test your plan multiple times in real-world conditions if possible. Personally, I listen to my body and allow myself to deviate from my plan. In other words, I do not force myself to drink a set amount of fluids, take in a certain amount of electrolytes, or eat a target amount of calories. I have goals for all those, but then I monitor and adjust throughout the workout or the race. But some athletes follow very prescriptive plans. Again, research and test for yourself to find out what works best for you. This is why fueling is often referred to as the fourth discipline. Okay, it's Saturday, October 7th, and I'm getting ready to do my last long ride. And this week is all about validation. Validation of what I did last week. I did a century ride on the trainer last week, and I tested out my hydration and nutrition plan. This week's about validating that. And I thought I'd show you what my plan is. You can see I've laid everything out. These quantum energy square bars are going to be available on course, and so I'm testing them out. Plan on taking 2 of those on the bike. They're 200 calories each, and what's different about those is that you get, I believe it's 10 grams of protein and 12 grams of fat in each one. And I do want to take in some protein and fat on the bike. I'm a dual fuel athlete, and I want to get some protein to protect against muscle loss. And then I rely heavily on sport beans. I've just been a fan of sport beans for probably 10 years or so, and I personally like that it's not as messy as a gel, and I don't like to add a lot of carbs to like my hydration. I like to keep those kind of separate. I want food to be food and hydration, to be drinking liquids. For hydration, I typically will carry like these 24 ounce bottles, My plan is to carry 2 of them on the bike. Initially, what I'll go out on the bike with is one that has my custom pre/intro workout formula that I've been using for a couple of years now. I developed it for myself, and it works real well for me. And so that'll be in one bottle, and then in the other bottle, I'll go out with a Noon tablet. I've been using Noon for about a year and a half now, and it works well for me. I like the taste. I don't mind that little bit of carbonation that it has. I've gotten used to that and kind of like it. The flavor works for me. And then as I drink that pre-workout bottle, I will then on course refill that at an aid station with just straight water. But I'll carry additional Noon tabs with me as well. When I run out of my electrolyte bottle, I'll just drop another tab in and refill with pure water. So depending on what the day, how the conditions are on the day, I think more or less I'll probably be looking at drinking a 24-ounce bottle every hour. So if I'm out on the bike for 6 hours, I'm probably going to go through 6 bottles. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyway, this is my plan for today. I'm going to try to take in 6 sport beans, which will be 600 calories of just straight up sugar, and 400 calories of these Quantum Energy bars, which will give me, like I said, the protein and fat that I'm looking for. So together that's 1,000 calories. That's my goal. One last thing, you probably noticed that most of these packages do say caffeine on them, and I'm pretty caffeine tolerant, and I like racing with caffeine. I don't typically work out with a lot of caffeine, but I'm also drinking a Red Bull right now. So I do plan on racing, pretty caffeinated. This is a small Red Bull though, and I only had 1 cup of coffee this morning. So don't get me wrong, I'm not like a super high caffeine kind of guy, but these Quantum Energy squares do provide about a cup of coffee. So 60 to 80 milligrams, and then each of the extreme sport beans provides about 35 milligrams of caffeine. So anyway, that's my plan, and I think at this point I'm just continuing to talk because I'm dragging this morning, and I'm just putting off getting this ride started.
You know, coming off a bike, the first couple miles are always going to be pretty rough. So just trying to get through it. Okay, coming up on the first mile. Just under 9 minute, or right at 9 minute per mile pace, which is what I was going for. So far so good. Not gonna run super long today because I still got to do 20 tomorrow, and doing major brickwork at this point, I just don't think it's smart. I'm pretty much, I don't think there's anything that's really going to prepare me for that marathon coming off the bike. I'm just going to have to, you know, get it done on the day. So killing myself leading up, not going to change what's going to happen on the day. If anything, it might put it at risk. So anyway, that's how I'm justifying cutting this run short. Okay, heart rate 148 right now. It's a little high. I'm looking for 145, so I may have to back it down just a little bit. Still holding maybe just under 9 minutes per mile. Probably gonna have to maybe go to 930s, 940s, something like that, to get my heart rate to go the other direction. Shut it down at 3 miles. My main priority is just building my aerobic base and not, you know, showing up to the start line healthy. So I tried to back that down after the first mile, but apparently I didn't. That was pretty quick for me. That is probably not a sustainable pace coming off the bike in the race. So that was 3 miles in 26:42, 8:54 mile. I mean, I'd love it if I could do that on race day, but I think a more realistic goal is probably more like 10 minutes per mile. My heart rate it's probably going to average out in the upper 140s. I had a hard time keeping it under 150 at that pace. 150 is not a ridiculously high heart rate for most people, but at my age, and I'm actually a fairly low heart rate athlete anyway, just always have been. That's when I get up over 150, that's too close to threshold. Okay, another thing I was testing out today was I did do some investigation about my knee swelling from last weekend's big ride, and I made one adjustment to my bike setup. I dropped my seat a 1/4 inch, and I had Rebecca take a look at my position, and especially with my heel down at the bottom of my pedal stroke, and I think I was reaching with that. Not so much to make like a serious hip shift, but I do believe that it was just enough maybe to aggravate my ITB, especially late in the ride when maybe my calf would get a little tired, and you know, I wouldn't be as apt to hold my position at the bottom of the stroke. So dropped it a 1/4 inch, and I think that definitely took some pressure off my ITB. I wish I'd thought to do that a lot sooner. But just a 1/4 inch, hard to believe, but made a big difference. Anyway, great day, you know. I've heard a lot of people when they're doing their Ironman training talk about that old country saying about the hay's in the barn. Well, mine's not in the barn yet, but I've got one more load tomorrow, that 20-mile run, and I wanted to make sure I gave myself a chance to recover, because that's my last big push to continue to build my aerobic base and maybe even get some mitochondria production. So anyhow, it's a great day. Here we are, Sunday morning, October 8th. One last big run workout to get done. Less than a month from the start line. I fuel my runs completely by feel. I start out with 2 8-ounce bottles on my belt, one with straight water and one with electrolytes, and I carry 2 bags of sport beans in my pouch. Beyond that, I rely entirely on the aid stations on course and go for whatever I'm craving at the time. Race day is 4 weeks from yesterday, and this was the last big run. 20 miles. It hurt a little, but we got it done, and now gotta go recover my ass off.